Hello folks, and a warm welcome back to the channel. In this video today, we are in the Somnium VR1 Ultimate Edition, my daily driver favourite VR headset for the consumer market, that is for sure. And we're going to take a flight from San Francisco to Seattle, my final flight in the Turbine Duke, which will complete my UK to US ferry flight. We have flown all the way from Scotland down to the Faroe Islands, then to Iceland, Greenland, into Canada, and right across the US. It's been amazing. And I want to ask the question in this video, could this also be my final flight in MSFS 2020? That is an interesting question. So, and I'm going to give you my thoughts on that. But first of all, let's power this up. I'll be as quick as I possibly can. Beacon light is now on. Check the fuel pumps. They're all working. This particular GA aircraft, well, it's my favourite aircraft. Well, of the sim, especially the twins. It is amazing. It's such a beautiful bird, and I've got 31 hours on these engines now. I've only had one little failure, and that was the panel lighting. And that was shown in my last video using this aircraft. Pretty cool. Right, condition levers are off. Prop fully forward. Throttle is idle. Beacon light is on. And I think it's time to start the engines up. And I'll do both of them together just to save a bit of time. Listen to these sounds. I'm looking here at the NG. Spooling up very nicely. Okay, I think we're topping out about 18%. I'll introduce fuel. Love the gauges in this thing. And it's, by the way, the sun is just starting to rise here over San Francisco. It looks so good in this thing. That's a good start. Gen's on. And what we'll do actually before anything else, we'll just close the door. It's a bit loud. Can we get to the door? That's the next question. Reach out there, close that door. Wrong one, you idiot. Close that door. I'm using my hat switch, by the way, if you're wondering, on my CLS 60 to move around the cockpit. Very important. I love to move around. Just something that the first thing I do when I'm binding my controls is make sure that I can move freely around the cockpit using the VR translation keys. Right, good start. Avionics are now powered on. Inverter is now on. Ignitions can stay to on at the moment. Oil doors can be opened. Ice deflectors. Pitot heat on. Not doing this in the particular right order, but this is fine. Taxi light on. Pitch trim. Panel lights. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. And, yeah, make sure our transponder is on as well. Right, I'll just contact ATC. This is going to be a full flight, guys, today, so I hope you can join me for this. So for those of you who don't want to watch the full flight and you're just interested in my thoughts on the topic of this video, let me just shut her up for a minute. Will this be my last flight in MSFS 2020? Well, I don't really know the answer to that fully, but I'm going to take a punt and say no. This is not going to be my last flight in this sim. Where the hell am I going, guys? I don't think I'm supposed to be going this way, so let's just gloss over that for a minute. Okay, no one saw that. So the reason why I don't think this is going to be my last flight is because of add-ons like this. There's absolutely no way I'm not going to fly my Black Square aircraft. That is the Turbine Duke, the Baron, the King Air, the H-Way Comanche, for goodness sake. All of the beautiful, exquisite, dare I say, study level aircraft. I'm not just going to not fly them anymore, or at least wait until they're released, you know, or compatible with MSFS 2024. I mean, yes, feasibly, most add-ons should work out of the box, but that's not really including the complex add-ons. I don't think they're going to work perfectly. I might be wrong. And I really hope there'll be comments on this video once the new sim is released saying, Steve, you are completely wrong. All of the add-ons work perfectly out of the box in the new sim. I don't think that's going to happen. So for that reason alone, you know what I'm going to do, guys? Once I download and install MSFS 2024 for the first time, I'm not going to be interested in my add-ons straight away because I've just bought a very expensive flight sim. I'm going to want to enjoy the content out of the box. I'm going to want to try all the aircraft. Look at that. Barn doors are there. CRJ, full flaps. Barn doors out. This is FS traffic doing its thing. That's another thing, like FS traffic, I love that program, and I'm just going to miss it.
San Francisco Tower, Beechcraft, November 6060.
You'll be surprised how much you miss your add-ons.
Departure west departure.
Actually, leave them open.
Beechcraft, November 6060 X-ray, hold short runway 28 right.
Roger.
Traffic is on the runway.
Yeah, you'll really be surprised how much you'll miss your
Hold
add-ons.
short runway 28 right, Beechcraft 60
Once.
X-ray.
You've just got a brand new sim and it's completely vanilla. But I really am looking forward to just enjoying the content. So busy. I am looking forward to just enjoying the content of 2024 without worrying about my add-ons. So it's going to be basically installed. Hopefully this won't cause any conflicts, but I'm going to install that separate to this. Anyway, at the moment we are holding short and we might be waiting a while. Since this is a flight sim, I'm just going to go for it.
United 5606 exit runway when able.
Because we can.
606 contact ground on 121.8.
We're going to get shouted.
November 6060
Oh.
X-ray 1007.
Oh, hang on.
Departure to the west approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 28
Wow.
right.
Funny enough, we've just got our clearance anyway.
Cleared for takeoff runway.
So there we
28 right,
go.
Beechcraft 60
Right, let's
X-ray.
just set the power up for takeoff here. Make sure the T's and P's are all where they should be. Oh, feel that.
Southeast inbound ILS runway
Just felt the
28
kick
right.
there. The acceleration.
908 San Francisco Tower. QNH 29.94 wind 007 at 5.
Looking good.
Cleared ILS runway 28 right approach.
And we are airborne. Look at this.
Air 214 ready for departure runway 28 left IFR to Incheon.
What a beauty.
214 hold short runway 28 left. Traffic is on short final. Beechcraft 60 X-ray continue for west departure.
Roger that. Now I did fly it over the Golden Gate Bridge
Southwest 35908.
the other day. I'll put a screenshot in if I remember.
United 5606.
So we're going to hand fly this aircraft
Wind 007 at 5. Cleared
because I just
ILS
love
runway
doing it.
28 right approach. Alaska 3459er turn next taxiway.
Right, ignitions can now go to auto.
Southwest 35908 wind 007 at 5. Caution
Oil
to
doors will
landing
be
runway
closed
28 left.
and ice deflectors will now be closed. That's basically the inertial separator. So now the torque will rise a little bit. Shows it in here, by the way, what it's actually doing. See that there? Can you see that? I'll just zoom in, or zoomed in for me, but you see that? That's now opening up. More air is going into the engine. You can see the torque is rising. Got to be careful of the ITT. But the ITT should go down.
121.8 Alaska 3459er.
And hopefully, as we get out of the craziness of San Francisco, it'll be less busy. I wonder if we can see the Golden Gate Bridge from here. Let's have a look. Yes, in fact, we're going to fly over it, although we are really climbing quite hard at the moment, 2,500 to 3,000 feet per minute, because this is a rocket ship. So by the time we get over the Golden Gate Bridge, we're probably going to be at 15,000 or more. You can see it just over there, beautiful. Somnium VR1 Ultimate Edition, which means I've got all of the mixed reality features. I can see my keyboard, I can see my yoke, all my controls. I've also got hand tracking if I need it, although it's not supported at the moment. I think it might be in the future, you never know. There might be some sort of program. That'd be quite cool. It's just a fantastic headset. I absolutely love this headset. It's my daily driver, as I've said now many times. It is expensive though. I think for most people it makes sense to get the Crystal Light, which has the same display as this. In terms of specification, it has the same QLED 35 ppd 2080 x 2080 display. Whoops, I forgot to set my cabin altitude pressure, you noob. Let's sort that out now. Too busy talking, that's why. If you're wondering what I'm looking at, it's down here. Just setting that. My co-pilot there is going a bit crazy when I zoom in and out. There we go.
Maintain 5,400 feet. Expect ILS runway 28 right approach via Dumba transition. Clear to Dumba.
So yeah, basically, it takes a long time. I think the point I'm trying to make here, if you're still watching, thanks by the way, is it takes a very long time for the flight sim to get to this level. You know, all of the hardware and software needs to communicate together. The force feedback CLS 60 yoke, which I absolutely love, has its own software, as does my haptic seat, as does the motion rig, as does the Turbine Duke. All these things are communicating together to provide this amazing experience right now. And it really is incredible. I'm not just going to give that up just because the new sim has arrived. I'm going to enjoy it for what it is, but I'm going to continue using this as my preferred main sim until I can get it to at least this level, and hopefully the idea is it's going to be better than this. Otherwise, what's the point of upgrading? So that's my thoughts on what I'm going to do in terms of, you know, how I'm going to be switching over. It's going to be a gradual affair for me. But please let me know in the comments below, how are you going to do it? What is your plan? Do you have a plan for when MSFS 2024 is released? Now, in terms of my final flight on the channel, that's an interesting one, isn't it? Because I'm guessing most of you out there are going to continue to want to see 2024 content moving forward, and judging by my viewing figures for the alpha, I think most of you are probably not going to watch this video or not going to be that interested in watching this, which is, I always find that a shame, because I do really enjoy showing my full flight videos. Because, you know, it's one thing showing off new hardware, it's all very well showing off a new headset, a new force feedback yoke, whatever it might be, but this is the reason why I review it, because I want to show you why I love the device. It's because of the everyday use of it, seeing it being used with everything else. That's what makes sense to me. I don't want to be just one of these channels that shows new hardware all the time, but not actually showing it being used every single day, you know, in a normal sort of flying situation. To me, that's the best way to showcase it being used every single day and living with the hardware and software. You know, when I said to you, when this aircraft was first released, my review of the Turbine Duke, I said this is probably going to be my favourite aircraft and you're going to see it on the channel a lot. And you have. Because I mean it, you know, it's not something I say for sensationalism, I say it because I mean it. This aircraft is an absolute beautiful, well, it's a masterpiece really, quite honestly. And I still remember, I've got fond memories of using this aircraft in FSX with the real air Turbine Duke. So to have it in here, in this sim with all this incredible new technology that we can enjoy, well, it's amazing, it's just fantastic. Look at the colours here, the QLED panel. It's funny really, because there's hardly any difference between OLED and QLED for scenes like this. It looks the same. There's not a lot of difference. There is not a lot of difference at all in terms of the colours. It's only when things are completely pitch black. The only difference there is that you don't get any blooming with an OLED display. Obviously because it's OLED, you get those proper deep blacks. But then, if you think about something like the big screen beyond, as much as I love that headset, you do get a lot of glare. And I would prefer blooming over glare if I had to choose between those two evils. Look at that, we're almost at 20,000 feet already. Now, watch the yoke, okay, when I go into autopilot mode. You ready? Let me just get to 20,000. See how precise I can be as well. It's like, feel the pressure on the yoke. Well, the pressure of the airframe, rather, being translated into the yoke. Just like a real aircraft. Look how precise I can be. It's amazing. So I'm going to use the word amazing a lot, I think, in this video today. There we go. Right, so, nav mode. And I was a bit slow on this one, but I think we've captured... Not quite yet. Right, we're going to be in heading mode, and then we're going to capture our flight. And we're in GPS. CDI's in GPS mode, so we're all good. So we can now relax, guys. Enjoy the flight. Feel free to raid the fridge in the back and have some champagne. Although to be fair, I don't think we have a fridge on this. It's not quite business jet class, is it? What we'll do now is we'll get the tray table out and enjoy the views here. Look at this. Absolutely friggin' jaw-dropping visuals here. Especially in the Somnium VR1 with that amazing brightness and the cute LED display. It just pops out of you so well. And I'm sorry guys about the microphone. I know it's going to be popping quite a bit. I've tried my hardest to sort of adjust the levels a little bit. It's the only thing about the microphone on this. It does sound good, but unfortunately it's ruined a little bit by the popping. But the visuals of this, incredible, spectacular, unmatched, really unmatched when it comes to 35 ppd consumer VR. The only other headset that beats this for clarity is the XR4, and that's a $6,000 headset now. So as the sun begins to rise here, this looks absolutely stunning. I'm just reflecting more on MSFS 2024, and I'm going to say something else that I think most of you are going to disagree with, but that's fine because at the end of the day this is just my opinion. But I'm not really that excited about the career mode. There, I'm going to say it. And that I think is due to probably me being an old timer with this hobby. I don't really need someone to give me a reason to fly. I never ever get bored of flying because, well, if I got bored of flying around the world, what does that actually say? Oh, what's happened here? Have I just knocked the autopilot off? Not quite sure, I think I did. You know, I appreciate that some people need that reason to fly, and the career mode is going to be great for that. And I'm going to try it. Don't get me wrong. I'm definitely going to try it. What's going on? Something's going weird here. Is that it? Are we now synced up again? I think so. Because I mean, for me, I just never get bored because flying in the real world, well, it's basically that's what you're doing. So if you get bored of it, then I guess you're getting bored of the hobby. I fly all kinds of tours. I like to revisit places I've been in real life. I like to do world tours, and there's so many different experiences, different aircraft. It's just impossible. You know, I've no idea how many hours I have in this sim, but I'd imagine it's pretty impressive. And I don't really care about how many hours, because this is just my hobby. This is something that I'll always enjoy. But for those of you who really do need that extra purpose to fly, then the career mode is definitely going to be a huge deal for you. And I am looking forward to trying it, just trying its sake. But don't expect, well, I'm saying this, I might be wrong, I might absolutely love it, but don't expect many videos of the career mode. I mean, I'll try it in VR, see what it's like, but I like to be free. I like to choose what I want to do. When I load up the sim, or in the morning, or even that week, I'm thinking, you know, oh, do you know what, I fancy flying over the Alps in the Turbine Duke, I fancy going and flying the Typhoon over the Lamac Loop. Whatever it might be, it's just, I want to be in charge of what I want to do in terms of my freedom in the sim. And for me, it's a massive sandbox of an experience. And I've got such a good imagination. I can imagine being a corporate pilot or an airline pilot or, you know, a military pilot. Whatever it might be that I've got to, whatever mood I'm in, I will just live out that fantasy in VR. I don't need any extra content to give me any ideas. But that's just me. That's just me. And I know for most of you out there, the majority of flight simmers, I think they're going to really enjoy the career mode. Another good example is a dear friend and fellow YouTuber by the name of Balgeo. And if you're watching this, hi! I'm actually waving to the camera because I can see it there in pass-through mode. His content is very much about indulging in that imagination and fantasy of being that character, whether it's Skyrim or whether it's being a military pilot in DCS World or, you know, doing a series in Papua New Guinea. He has the same sort of approach to this sim and this hobby as me, that I can literally imagine, especially in VR, that I am that pilot in this aircraft right now. I don't need any extra sort of scripting, content or career mode to make me feel that way. Anyway, that's enough of that. We've still got 1 hour and 45 minutes to go. And yeah, I'm just going to enjoy this flight now, guys. And I think what I'll do is I'll check back in with you as we get near to Seattle. That will be quite a moment. And, you know, this might be my last flight in MSFS 2020, but I don't personally think it will be. But you never know. Let me know in the comments below, guys. What are your plans for the new sim? Are you just going to basically uninstall this sim and start afresh? I totally understand if you would do that, but for me, I'm going to run both of them sort of together for a while whilst we go through this sort of transitional phase, because add-ons like this mean too much to me to just basically dump, you know. Although I am hoping, fingers crossed, that it won't be too long before add-ons such as this are upgraded to the new sim. Look at this. Right folks, I'll check back in with you as we get closer to our destination. See you in about an hour and a half's time. Just a quick shout out from the channel sponsor FS Academy for producing the best tutorials for MSFS 2020. Whether you've just started out or maybe you're a competent GA pilot or an airline captain, there is always a training package for you, and they've got a whole massive bundle of missions and training packs now, which I think has 40% discount as well. For the price of around $69, which does sound like a lot, but for that you get a whole syllabus of different training packages. Go check them out. And what have I been doing, you ask, whilst I've been sat here at cruise altitude? Well, I've been chatting to my Discordians, I've been checking my YouTube comments, which I don't always do, because I do get so many, and I really do appreciate all your comments, but I can't get to all of them, unfortunately. But I can do this in the Somnium VR1, which is absolutely amazing, because really what I'm doing now, I'm looking at my desktop, and then if I switch on the pass-through mode, I can see my little keyboard here as well. It's brilliant. It's just those little features, well, quite big features, let's be honest, But it's those quality of life things that you do in VR that once you've experienced them, it's very hard to go back, guys. Like right now, I'm looking at my OBS stream and my coffee is over here. The only thing I can't do is drink my coffee, I don't think. It's a little bit... I can't quite do that. That feature is just for the big screen beyond. And I did, if you're wondering, I had a quick break because I made this coffee, so I was probably out of VR for about 5-10 minutes, just so I could talk to my dogs, because I do talk to my dogs all the time, because I'm like that, I'm crazy. And yeah, it's all been very nice in the Somnium VR1. Feeling really good, feeling fine, thanks to this strap. Definitely has made all the difference for me. So I'm just trying to work out when to descend. So we're only at 20,000 feet, so we're not that high. It's been a very nice flight. Just checking actually on our fuel situation. Yeah, 49 gallons on the left main and 54, so we're a little bit out of sync here. I don't really know if you can transfer between tanks. I don't think you can. Not unless... I suppose you could do it this way by switching that off and no, I don't know. I'm not going to mess around with it, but let me know in the comments if there is a way of doing that. I'm sure there is a way. This is our engine at the moment, ticking over nicely. Current cabin temperature is currently minus 19 degrees outside, and it's 14 degrees in the cabin, which not too bad. We could increase that a little bit more, but all is well. And thank you again, especially if you've watched this part of the video. If you got this far, thank you very much. Really means a lot. And for all the new subscribers, because I had quite a lot of new subscribers recently, you're very welcome. Pull up a chair to say this channel is all about the passion for aviation and for VR as well. I am thinking of doing a few more 2D videos, particularly with the Tobii eye tracker, just simply because I actually enjoy doing that, because it's so much easier to record and it just gives you a different perspective on the hobby. I don't really fly out of VR very often, very rare, but when I do actually quite enjoy it. It's a different experience, you know. In fact, I did a video recently on my thoughts flying in 2D versus VR. If you haven't seen that video, and if I've remembered, because I often forget, I will link that in the notes below. Let's just check all is in order. I'm just going to zoom in so you can see, guys. Next rad is on. Let's check our airport elevation on this one. Waypoint info. 367 feet. Now we could do an arrival, but to be honest, the weather is so nice, I'm quite happy to just do a VFR sort of circuit approach in. Probably just do a left downwind, providing the weather's okay. I mean, actually, admittedly, there is a bit of cloud, low level cloud over there. So we'll see how we get on. You can see some of these volcanoes. I think Mount, well, I call it, is it Mount Rainier? I think it's called Mount Rainier. Will be one of these appearing. In fact, I'm guessing it's probably that one over there because it's massive, it's gigantic. It's a gigantic volcano. And you know, I always associate this area with Flight Unlimited 3. Anyone remember that sim? Let me know in the comments. Flight Unlimited 3 was an absolute groundbreaking sim, and the dynamic weather in that was fantastic. I think it was by Looking Glass Studios, if I remember. See, that's where I've come from. You know, I used to sim when it was FS95, or even the one before that. Is it FS5 or something? When I was a little kid. I'm showing my age now, aren't I? I am showing my age. And this Turbine Duke has really not missed a beat. She's been very faithful, very reliable, all the way from the UK. And it's those kind of adventures that I truly love to do myself. Taking study level, high fidelity aircraft that can break if you don't look after them, and taking them on a massive trip, and it just feels very rewarding. I don't need a career mode to feel that sense of reward. But I'm not going to go into that again because I've already said that, so yeah, anyway. Right, anyway, tray table, we'll take that away. And it's now time to get to work. Because I fancy just descending a little bit earlier. Just because I'd like to see some of this terrain. So I think we'll go to 10,000 feet. Keeping in mind, obviously, the mountains over there. Especially Mount Rainier, I think that's extremely high, but I don't think we're going anywhere near there. There is some mountains actually though. Hang on a minute. Yeah, is that Mount Rainier there? Or maybe it's that one. So we'll just have to keep an eye out for that, but it is pretty decent visibility. So I'm happy to descend and sort of see how we get on. So we'll start doing that now, I think. Pull back the torque a little bit here because we're now overspeeding. And we'll also get the local pressure while we're at it. Can't believe this is the final leg. Oh, I can see here lots of photogrammetry. You know, I really have noticed since upgrading my internet connection to 500 megabits per second. Apologies if I sometimes say 500 megabytes per second, it's because I'm an idiot. I mean megabits, because I think megabits and megabytes are different, aren't they? So yeah, I need to make sure I say that correctly. But since upgrading my internet, there's been a definite improvement in photogrammetry detail, and I think that will bode well for MSFS 2024, which is going to be even more online than this, and that's something I am a little concerned about, if I'm honest. Right, so I'm now going to just find the B key, thanks to the mixed reality, and it's 2997, so not much change there. We can do our checklist as well, although these days I know it off by heart really in the Turbine Duke because I've flown so much of it. I'll just get rid of the tablet. So, descent. Cabin altitude, we're now going to adjust that to 10,000 feet. I'll just, I zoomed in there guys, as I say, just for your benefit so you can see where I'm looking. See, look, that's what I'm looking. I can see the numbers in the VR1, as you'd imagine. That's at 10,000. Ignitions, we'll put them to auto. Oil doors will still be closed. Ice deflectors as required. Well, at the moment, I think things should be okay. Don't think we're getting too much FOD. We've actually got this FOD detector on the iPad, which is very useful. Maybe cheating a little bit, but it's useful. Power levers are reduced. Engine performance monitor, ice protection as required. So this is it, guys. The final, last moments of our flight, our ferry flight from the UK to the US aboard the Turbine Duke. I feel very proud of that, you know, I do. It feels great to have flown this aircraft all the way from Scotland to Seattle, and it's taken us, well, I've got 33 hours on this engine, but it's actually been less than that. It's probably taken us about 20 hours, 25 hours of flight time. Anyway, let's get into our landing configuration here. Oil doors are now going to open up here. Wing pumps are on. Sorry about the popping in the microphone, guys. Just the way it is. I did think about using my headphones, but that's something I forgot to tell you. I have now used headphones with the Somnium VR1, and the Corsair ones that I have fit really well, and it actually aids in the comfort. It kind of acts like a bit of a top strap or like a stability strap or something. It definitely makes a difference. Look at all this photogrammetry here. Wow, absolutely gorgeous. We're getting 40 frames per second still. That's not too bad actually, considering I'm using 90% resolution in the Somnium VR1. And this is a heavy area. Sorry if I'm moving around a lot. I try not to, guys, but it's really hard. To say, recording VR content is incredibly hard. Actually, is it? Yeah, 3-4 right. So at this point in time, I think, let's just level out first. I'm going to take control. So, landing lights are on. Recog light is on. Take the panel lights off, we don't need them anymore. Wing pumps are on. Ignitions to auto. Oil doors and ice deflectors are on. Yep, I think we're all good, guys. This is it. Our final landing of our ferry flight, and maybe even our final landing in MSFS 2020. Who knows? I have control. If you're wondering why I can use all my keys and I can like literally know where every single key is and stuff, it's because I'm using the mixed reality pass-through. Right, we're just below our gear speed, so that can come down now. Oh, felt the bump there. Trimming up now. I love this about the force feedback yoke, is I'm feeling the forces of the aircraft pitching down. So I'm now trimming out those forces using the trim. It's funny because recently I've been using the alpha yoke, and while I've been reminded of how good the honeycomb alpha yoke is, at the same time it's like it's a night and day difference between that and this. You just feel so connected to the aircraft with this because it's constantly giving you feedback all the time of what's going on in the air, you know, how fast you're going, or if you're out of trim, the wind flow over the wings. Oh, let's just take that down. I'm a little low actually, a little low, not too bad though. Don't really need the glide slope. Funny, every time I talk, air traffic control talks over me. But yeah, I think we're a little bit over the glide slope here. In fact, no, I can see the PAPI lights are actually fine. Look at all this beautiful photogrammetry. Very sharp. Roger that. Slow down a bit, actually.
Clear to land runway
It's
tree.
busy.
Right Beechcraft 60 X-ray.
I'm going to slow it up a bit so hopefully we don't have to go around. But we are quite close to him here, so I'm slowing it right up now. If we do have to go around, it's not such a bad thing because, as I say, I'm looking forward to exploring this area. Can't beat this experience, folks. You just cannot beat this experience. Love it so much. I'll never ever get bored of this. I almost feel like MSFS 2024, I feel like they could wait a bit longer and see how this matures a bit. Maybe wait another year of development, but because I think this sim is plenty for us at the moment. But at the same time, if they need to make some more money, then fair enough. Because I would happily give Asobo a couple of £100 every year to help support the development of this. Because I still can't believe a sim like this is available as a one-time purchase. Oh, that was good. He's getting off the runway for us. Good man. AI don't always do that, but that's perfect timing. Here we go. Feeling the bumps. I am looking at those trees and thinking, yeah, they look crap now compared to the new sim. You see how the H2 is responding to all of the bumps.
Alaska 172, please acknowledge.
Here we go. Let's make this a decent one if we can.
Runway 34 Center, Alaska 172.
Oh, that was nice. That was... I actually felt that the left gear just touched down
Alaska 172, you were
like a
not cleared to
second,
land.
half a second
Clear the
before.
runway.
And I felt that on my left side as well. The sensations of haptic seats and motion rigs these days, just immense.
Alaska 172,
Don't really need our...
126.875.
I'll put a little bit on just for effect.
Beechcraft 60 X-ray, turn next taxiway. Beechcraft 60
And here we are.
contact ground on
Welcome
126.875.
to Seattle. We've made it. We've made it. Whoa. Whoops. Bit too much power there. That's the thing with these engines. They do have lag.
126.875, Alaska 172.
That's what makes it quite challenging to fly.
126.875.
Oh, I don't want that
Beechcraft
taxi thing on now.
60 X-ray.
That served its purpose
Goodbye.
now. I want to just find somewhere myself. Thank you. Right, so let's just clean the aircraft up. I know I shouldn't be rolling whilst doing this, but it doesn't matter. It's a flight sim, guys. Taxi light, beacon light on. Take the wing pumps off. Oil doors, keep them open. Ignitions are off now. And this is it. Welcome to Seattle. Our final destination. Or is it? I don't know. I kind of want to keep going now. I could have quite easily done a world tour with this. If it wasn't for that pesky MSFS 2024 arriving, I probably would carry on. No, I'm extremely happy that the flight sim hobby is at a point where a new sim is a financially viable option for Microsoft and Asobo. Let's just have a little wander down here, actually. But let's just shut this guy up. So one thing I am looking forward to doing in MSFS 2024 is when landing like this at a really high detailed airport. He's still talking. He's still talking. Hopefully that shut him up. I'm really looking forward to getting out of my aircraft and walking around in VR. Now, people out there, I think I'm on the wrong taxiway here, they're saying, yes, but you can do that in drone mode. It's not the same. It's not the same as having an avatar, a body, a character, walking around, hearing your footsteps change the sound, depending on whether it's snowing, whether it's a tarmac, sort of taxiway, or you're on the grass. It's just totally different experience. It's going to feel so immersive. It really is. But anyway, thank you for watching this video and for supporting the channel. For those of you who have subscribed, because about 70% of people who do watch my content regular are not subscribed. But if you are, thank you very much. It really means a lot. What the hell is going on there? That is why I do not often fly with live traffic on. But here we are, we've made it. This little Turbine Duke, and I'm passing it there now, pretend. This Turbine Duke has made it all the way from Scotland to Seattle. And I hope this has inspired you to do something like this as well with a high fidelity aircraft, because it's really very rewarding to do. Thank you for watching, I really appreciate it. Please feel free to subscribe if you haven't. Could this be my last flight in MSFS 2020? I guess we'll find out. Take care and bye for now.